Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kindness Rising on this Thursday morning as I get set up on the dials. I'm Matt Roof. I come here every weekday morning right here at Kindness Rising, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to get you up with a little less rage bait and a little more high fives for humanity. Absolutely. Come on over, say hi in the chat. Let's get it going this morning. There we go. Who's out there? Say hello. I miss my friends in the chat. Now they're starting to come in. Of course, there is Keith Billis. What's up, Stash Man? Apparently I've become Stash Man. Yeah, it's pretty weak, I know, but I'm playing around with it. I was actually just out there trimming up a little bit. And Roseanne, good morning, Mom. Good morning. I am glad you are here. And we are continuing our conversation about perspective. And today I want to talk about a different kind of perspective, a perspective with regard to negotiation. Negotiation is not just something that lawyers do. We're negotiating constantly all day long with our coworkers, with family, with the technology. Like, please just give me what I need. No, really. With ourselves is the most important negotiation we're doing. Sometimes we're like, but I skipped the gym today and start fresh on Monday. Or that email sounded aggressive. Maybe I should respond immediately. Or maybe I should never respond again. Even deciding what to do, what to eat can feel like contract law. Salad sounds responsible, but pizza sounds honest. Today we're talking about perspective in negotiation because the outcome of most negotiations depends less on the argument and more on our emotional response and our ability to have distance from it. Because when emotion goes up, your curiosity often comes down. And when curiosity goes down, mutual solutions are harder to see. Welcome into Kindness Rising this morning. Yes, good morning, Mike Sullivan. Who else is out there? Say hello. Let's get it going. We are going to be talking about negotiations. We are going to be talking about our Be Kind Rewind, where we're going to get into a 90s sitcom, my favorite. Giddy up! 90s sitcom, how that plays into it. Maybe even the Harvard Law School program that gets into this discussion. And of course, we always talk about what it means to go live on the Mornings in the Lab network. We are here for you every single weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, Kindness Rising, 8 o'clock Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Yes, every weekday. And then we've got Wednesdays. We've got Cheryl Raphael Whitaker joining us with It Starts With Joy Live, 8:30. Yesterday was an awesome day. We had What the Truck, our brand new program for veterans starting too. So join us here on the Mornings in the Lab. We're just getting started. Absolutely. All right. Thanks for joining. Fade the music. And we're going to talk about something. We'll go into our little bit of education. Stick with me through the education part, and then we'll get into the good stuff. No, this is the good stuff too, because it's really important that we understand the simplest technique in negotiation. The simplest technique is slowing the moment down, creating space between reaction and response. Why? Because perspective improves our decision quality. When we feel pressure, our thinking narrows, everything feels urgent, we get real personal or binary. It's either black or white, one or two, left or right. win or lose, agree or disagree, all those things. But distance, a little bit of chill, that pause creates perspective. And perspective is going to give you the flexibility that you need to create better outcomes. And here's the thing, it's all about asking questions. Great negotiators ask really good questions. It starts with what problem? What problem are we really trying to solve here? What outcomes? What does each party want? Basic question. What outcome do we want? What problem are we solving? What outcome do we want? What constraints exist? What constraints exist that we know? What ones might we not understand? Right? Because we have to get away from the emotional, because what feels personal may actually be structural. What feels urgent might actually have some flexibility. There might be some timeline around there. And what feels adversarial or conflict driving may actually just be incomplete information. So let's ask more questions, gain some perspective to help separate our identity from the issue. We are not here to bring the disagreement. We're here to bring the solution, to participate in the solution. That's the key. And perspectives helps us to keep that identity. All right. Thanks for joining. Get involved in the comments. Say hello. Of course, Jess is back. Jess, I appreciate you. Are you going to lead us through your vinegar test? You told us, I asked you, you agreed. So let's do it. Get involved in the chat. Start telling us about the vinegar test that I didn't know about yesterday as our show ended. And Holroyd, good morning, Adam. I am so glad you are here. So happy, so grateful. You guys make my day just by showing up, getting involved. A simple good morning. That's all it takes to be kind and spread kindness. Thank you, everyone. We're having a good old time. I'm back to my white mug. Mom, I'm putting it in front of my face. Boop. Now I'm putting it back down. Boop. Cover the stash, Keith. I guess I got to cover the stash. I don't know. I'm just having some fun. Let's get back to the negotiation discussion. Say hello in the chat if you're out there. Don't be afraid to tell us what's going on. Where are you coming from? What are you doing? I see people are out there, but you're not chatting. And that's not the point. The point is for us to get this community going with some good, entertaining conversation. All right. I'm going to switch gears. Just a hint here. I was going to do something else, but now I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to talk quickly because I don't want to forget like I did yesterday and wait to the end. Here comes the boom. No, seriously. For my regulars, you know the song, you know what's coming. Here comes the drop. All right, Kindness Spotlight. Today's Kindness Spotlight highlights work helping people navigate disagreement more constructively. The program on negotiation, that's what we're talking about. This is a Harvard Law School program that offers both traditional college-type courses, credit work courses, but also executive courses, onlines, Zooms, all kinds of information, resources, and tips, tools, tricks, all that kind of stuff related to negotiation. Negotiating both internally with ourselves as well as externally. Although it is the law school, of course, they're primarily focused on business and legal negotiation, but it all helps us. Because their program on negotiation shows us how communication, framing, and emotional regulation influence negotiation outcomes. The idea is to separate people from the problem, and that is the key for negotiation. When we feel personally attacked, we identify with identity. When we feel curious, we explore more options. The difference often comes down to perspective and our ability to pause, ask questions, and understand those underlying interests, because most disagreements are not about positions. They're about needs, and perspectives help to reveal the difference between position and need. Absolutely. Program on negotiation through Harvard University is an opportunity to learn. Is that growth negotiable? All right. Buddha tastes bitter. Confucian tastes sour. Tastes sweet. Lessons, different perspective. Taste the world different. Got it. Absolutely. Lao Tzu tasted sweet. Okay. So, Jess, I appreciate your absolutely all those different perspectives. Thanks for bringing that. Absolutely. Those different religious perspectives might put a difference on it, but it's all vinegar, right? It's all one thing, but those people tasted a little bit different. And that's, I think, what we were talking about yesterday and talking about today, which is people can see the same problem and just see it differently. This all started with the Artemis 2 and the idea that from far away, Earth looks really smooth and, just floating free. We're all together. It's all one place. But when we get down to it, there's conflict, right? Down into the weeds. To zoom out in, zoom out, and what our perspective might help us feel, understand. Take a step back, right? As if we're standing on the moon and looking at Earth. What do we see? I think the point is, again, that we are more the same than we are different. All right. That's the end of the spotlight that went a little bit sideways. Sideways. All right. How's everybody doing today? Get involved in the chat. Thank you. Exactly. Jess and Holroyd and Sully and those who get involved in the chat every day. I see there are others out there. Don't be shy. Say hello. Get involved in the chat. Absolutely. And listen to my phone ring. Who's calling? Anybody know? It's always somebody. A 585 number. Oh boy, that's Rochester, New York. I don't know who's calling from Rochester, New York this morning, but we will find out. They are leaving a voicemail. That's a good thing. I'm going to turn my phone off now. You never know. You never know what you're going to hear when you jump in right here at Kindness Rising. Okay. We were talking about that external negotiation, right? And trying to get away from what feels personal when we're in negotiation with somebody outside of ourselves. But sometimes the negotiation, and often the hardest negotiation, is what comes inside ourselves. When something happens, parts of us wants to respond immediately. Part of us wants to wait. Part of us wants certainty. Part of us wants safety. Part of us wants clarity. Part of us just wants snacks and to go to bed. I know that feeling. Trust me. Internal negotiation determines your external behavior, though. This is why we're here talking about this. Back to our what a man thinketh, that negotiation within ourselves. What is going to bring the outcomes that we are seeking? That internal negotiation becomes our external behavior. So focusing again on that, what parts of ourselves do we want to bring to the problem? Let's recognize that we bring multiple selves to whatever we're trying to solve. Things don't fit just nice and neatly into a little box. Absolutely. And the idea that just take a minute, be aware of the parts of ourselves, the part that wants to go, the part that wants to hang back and just have snacks and sleep, the part that wants to go out there and try new things, the other part that wants safety. It's all there. Absolutely. All right. That's the internal. All right. Let's move along. What kind of internal struggles are you dealing with today? Maybe we can help each other get through our internal struggles. We all have them. What are we trying to accomplish, and where are we in life? I'm at a point in life where my children are starting to grow up and go off in another direction. And as I'm very excited about, right, going off in their direction, they still need me and they still need help. But it opens up this idea, okay, what do I want to do? What am I doing next, right? I'm still trying to find the right rhythm to get me income that I need, but also provide me with the kind of experience and allow me to contribute the way that I want to. That's what's most important to me. Obviously, you got to have money to live, but I want to be able to contribute. Thanks, Jess. You wake up anxious. Yeah, sometimes I wake up anxious too. Sometimes I let her sleep. Ha 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 ha. Yes, I wake up anxious too sometimes, pretty much all the time. That's just the way the world is. The world is designed right now to make us feel anxious every day that we wake up. It's hard. It's hard. So it's good to think some happy thoughts and to have a plan for your day, Jess. I appreciate what you're up to, and I'm just so glad that you come here and that maybe I'm part of that help for you to get started, reduce that anxiety, knowing you're not alone and knowing that there are people out there that also are in those same kind of struggles. That's what we're doing. We're connecting here. Sully, I didn't know that. You're an honors political science graduate. Did not know that about you. See, thanks for sharing details about yourself. That is really cool. And it's very interesting, right? The national and international news can drive you crazy, right? And even though you understand it all theoretically and you get the history from your political science education and all that, just the constant inundation causes tremendous anxiety for us. Yep. So watching local weather, all right, that's cool. That's fine. I think it's important to know what the weather is, although I think the best way to know the weather is to go outside. And I think that rarely is except in extreme situations, right? The weather is entirely right. So anyway, I appreciate what you're saying, Sully. Entirely appreciate what you're saying. And I agree. Still have to stay. Somehow we have to stay informed, but not allow ourselves to get sucked in as we negotiate with ourselves what our internal and our external controls are, or whatever. All right. I am going to do the rewind. I promised I would do the rewind as people join us. One of my all-time favorite shows, if not perhaps my all-time favorite. I don't know. It's not my all-time favorite when they ask you the password question. What's your favorite TV show? This wasn't the answer, but maybe it should be. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Giddy up. Seinfeld, of course, is what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about how much negotiation and how many assumptions and unnecessary conflict existed in that show. Made it funny, right? Because conflict and drama makes it funny. But how much nonsense, right? And how entire episodes unfold because someone filled in a missing clue or had such overconfidence in something and no verification of it or whatever the case may be, right? Right. There's the classic episode, The Contest, right? Where everybody thinks the other ones have more self-control. Each character is negotiating internally within themselves, projecting externally and completely misreading the situation. The same facts, but different internal narratives. And then one of my favorites, I mean, it's a flat out lie, right? That George tells, where he casually tells someone he's a marine biologist because he thinks it'll make him look better or whatever, or it's easier than explaining his unemployment. Absolutely. Master of my domain. That's it, Jess. You got it. You got it. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about with the contest. Yes. I'm out. Yeah. JFK Jr. Absolutely. Oh, yes, the recycling. Yes, when they gather. All right, we're going down the Seinfeld episodes. All right, I'll take a break from my yakking about the marine biologist. That is a classic when Kramer and Newman take all the recycling. They gather up all the recycling in the back of a postal van to try to take it to a few states away because the I forget, it was like 2 cents difference. Someone is given 7 cents on the recycling versus 5 cents on the returnable bottles. If I'm not mistaken, that episode ends. That was the end of a season. It was a season ending, that episode, because when the episode ends, that postal van with Kramer and Newman in it is on fire. Am I not correct about that? I don't remember exactly. But anyway, we can all talk about our favorite Seinfeld episodes. I could talk about them forever. A show that I can watch over and over and over again. Right? Back to the marine biologist. Oh my gosh, classic. First of all, Kramer out on the beach hitting golf balls into the ocean. George lying and saying he's a marine biologist. A whale washes up. George is standing on the beach, and the woman who he's dating, who he told is a marine biologist, is like, "Go save the whale. You're a marine biologist." He reaches into the blowhole, pulls out a golf ball. Is that a Titleist? Kramer asks. Oh, absolute classic line. Kramer, somehow George saves the whale by pulling the golf ball out of the blowhole. And I don't know. I've just explained the plot of the show, but forgot about how I'm trying to connect it back to what we're talking about in negotiation. One incomplete story. So that was his incomplete story, right? And it went unchecked. The marine biologist story went unchecked. Absolutely. So many of those things. And of course, just Kramer himself, an absolute, despite Michael Richards, separating the actor from the role. Although I feel like Michael Richards made one critical mistake in his career and ruined it. And I understand how that could happen, where you get swept up in something. Said the wrong thing to the wrong person, and it's over. Cancellation. But Kramer's an all-time classic. Maximum confidence, minimal information, full commitment to the conclusion. It's funny because we recognize the pattern that we all do. Sometimes that pattern, though, doesn't help us, right? Not sometimes. Having confidence with misinformation and full commitment to a conclusion that might not necessarily be true, right? And then all of a sudden, the whole thing unravels. A short email feels abrupt, and suddenly we're renegotiating the meaning of every interaction that we ever had with that person, right? Small gaps become large conclusions. We fill in the blanks with the information that meets our story, right? Absolutely. And the way around that is to ask one simple question. One simple question. Can you help me understand? Sometimes the best way, the fastest way to a better outcome is verifying a story before committing to the reaction. That's true in negotiation. It's true in life, in our emotional and our relational lives, because confidence is not the same as clarity, right? We can be confident in our answers, but we may not necessarily be clear, right? And sometimes the story that's in our head is not the same story that's being told throughout the rest of the room or in the world, for sure. And so we have to just take that moment. That's the point of this entire episode. The point of better negotiation with ourselves, filling in the gaps with information rather than assumptions or biases. Biases, that's a word. Biases that we bring. So absolutely. All right. Well, we are winding down. Here we are on another day, another trip around our spiral staircase. I haven't talked about that one in a while, but I am going to kick it with this right here. Because I always like to give you a little something to take away, perspectives, ideas, and tools that you can use in life based on the material that we're covering today. So here's some ideas, 3 perspectives, 3 tools for better negotiation. Slow the moment down. That's the first one. Urgency often creates false pressure, but clarity improves when we have some space. 2, ask one curious question. Curiosity is going to create options for us, and options will create solutions. Ask that question, clarify, get the facts straight. And last, separate your identity from the issue. Just because you disagree with someone doesn't mean that there's disrespect. And perspective keeps conversations productive. Ask questions, fill in the blanks, slow the moment down, though that's the way to better negotiation. And that is your kindness compass for today. Thank you. Thank you. All right. On that wah-wah pedal note, we'll fade out from our sunrise movers. All right. It's another one in the books. Another Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, with Kindness Rising. We'll continue to grow here on the Mornings in the Lab Network. Get on over and see Keith Billis and John Anderson and the whole crew of Mornings in the Lab Network. We are here for you to get up and get after it every day. Right, get up on the right side of the bed. Rise with more high fives for humanity and less rage bait with Kindness Rising and Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And keep an eye out. Check it out. Check out the network. More shows are coming. Jason Hewlett was last night, right? Or is that tonight? I forget. Okay, I forget. Anyway, don't forget Jason Hewlett. While he's not a morning show, he's got some amazing insights, some laughter, some humor, a little bit of faith and family and all the F's that he brings to the screen as well. And yesterday we had What the Truck Started. That's awesome. New show. And coming up in May, just a few short weeks away, is going to be Let's Talk Supply Chain for those of you who are interested in supply chain. The point is we are bringing more and more programs to the community. We are the place to show up every morning. Thanks for joining me here today as we can finish up our conversation on negotiation. Many disagreements are not actually conflicts. They're just perspective gaps. And when we slow that moment down, we often discover there's more flexibility available than we initially assumed. So take a moment, fill in the gaps, ask questions, be curious. Remember, the goal of negotiation is not necessarily winning. It's understanding enough to move forward. I hope everyone has a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on Kindness Rising, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And until then, stay uncommon and stay kind.